Hello YouTube and welcome back to another Dare to Game video. Today we're playing Mount & Blade Bannerlord and we're going to be doing the top 10 best helmets in the game. And so if you've been following this series, you'll probably know that I already did the top 10 best torso armors and capes and or otherwise known as shoulder armors. So now we're going to be doing helmets and we're going to follow the same basic pattern. I'll be ranking them based on how much armor they provide, and if there's a case where we have two that have the exact same armor, then we break the tie by how much they weigh. Just as a general rule, if you can have two pieces of armor and one of them is the same protection but lighter than the other one, then that one's better. So let's just start it off with number 10. And so for the number 10 spot on this list, and I have put some clothing on the person because in the last two videos I didn't have any clothing other than the armor piece I was showcasing, and I think it came off a little weird. So in this one we've got some clothing on so he's not naked. Anyway, for our number 10 spot we have the plated helmet with side guards. And now it's the worst out of these 10, but there's like, you know, over 100 helmets in the game, so definitely a pretty dang good helmet. This one is Vlandian, so if you want to get your hands on this one, I think I've also seen it in the Kuze territory though, but it's mostly worn by Vlandians, especially Vlandian nobles. So if you want to get your hands on it, marry a Vlandian that wears it and then take it from them, or just kill lots of Vlandians and hope you loot it, or maybe buy one at a shop. Either way, that's how you get it. It's a Vlandian helmet. So as far as stats are concerned, we have a weight of 3.3 kilograms. It is tier 6 armor, and it has 52 for the head armor value, so pretty dang good. Basically, anytime where you've got a helmet with more than 50 for the armor value, it's one of the best helmets in the game, and this one has 52. It may look a little silly, but it is one of the best options that has an open face. So if you're one of those characters who are players who really likes to see your character's face, this one does offer you to see at least some of it. So yeah, number 10, the plated helmet with side guards. It is a Vlandian helmet. Let's move on to number 9. Okay, and at number 9, we have another Vlandian helmet. This one is a full face helmet, so it covers the whole thing. So if you're someone who doesn't care about that, or just doesn't want to see your character's face or another character's face, then this is a great option for that. As far as stats on this one go, it has a weight of 3.1 kilograms. It is tier 6 armor, and it has 52 head armor, so the same as the last one. The only difference being this one is just slightly lighter than that one was. And so as far as getting your hands on this one, I find these helmets to be relatively common. They are, like I said, Vlandian helmets, so if you want to get your hands on them, you got to go to the Vlandian territory. I have found these for sale at stores. I have looted them a bunch of times off of defeated armies, and there are quite a few lords that run around wearing this helmet or one that's very similar to it, because there's like 7 different variations of this helmet. So with all that in mind, it's actually pretty easy to get your hands on, and it is a really good helmet. So it, like I said, it offers 52 head armor, and there aren't many helmets in the game that are better than that. So definitely something to consider, and I like it because it's got the conical Norman style, so it fits really well with the Vlandian theme, that being mostly of Norman origin. So I like it. I think it's a good helmet for a heavily armored knight in the game. But yes, that is number 9, the visored helmet over Malkoif. Let's move on to number 8. So here we have number 8, the closed steel cap. This one for stats has a weight of 2.7 kilograms. It is tier 6 armor and offers 52 for head armor. So again, it's going to be the same as these ones before. It's just, again, has a slight weight advantage. It's a little bit lighter than the last two. And so this one is really good. I also like the way this one looks. It's got a unique look to it, but it's fun. And given the fact that it's just the steel cap and then, you know, chainmail for the surround of the head, I'm actually surprised that it offers as good of head protection as it does. But at 52, you really can't beat that with too many helmets in the game. As far as how to get this one, it's actually relatively common. This is a Aserai helmet, and it is worn by at least one of the high-tier Aserai troops, but possibly 2. So I have found quite a few times I've found these helmets in battle loot after defeating larger Aserai armies. And as well as that, I found them in settlements for sale. So definitely not that hard of a helmet to get, and it is one of the best in the game, and definitely one of the best Aserai helmets. So yeah, like I said, the closed steel cap takes the number 8 spot on this list. Let's move on to number 7. And so at number 7, we have this one that I'm wearing here, the Goggled Cataphract helmet. This one is a Imperial helmet, and it has a weight of 2.7 kilograms. It is tier 6, and it also offers 52 head armor. So similar to those before, it's just, you know, nice and light and pretty cool looking. This one and the closed steel cap have the same stats. They've got the same protection and the same weight. So the reason I put the Goggled Cataphract helmet ahead of it is just because I think it looks cooler. Like I said, this one is an Imperial helmet, so if you want to get your hands on this, definitely just start slaughtering as many Imperial armies as you can. I've also found it for sale relatively early in the game in some of the larger Imperial settlements. The Imperial Elite Cataphracts wear this helmet, so it is not rare in their army. So if you're fighting Imperial people enough, they should drop this at some point. And as well as that, there are quite a few lords and ladies in the Imperial factions, all 3 of them, that wear this as their helmet because it's one of the best Imperial helmets in the game. If not the best, it might actually be the overall best stat-wise Imperial helmet in the game. So yeah, solid helmet, solid choice. I think it looks really good and obviously has excellent stats because, like I said, 52 head armor. So yeah, that is the goggled cataphract helmet, which takes the number 7 spot. Let's move on to number 6. Next up at number 6, we've got the reinforced closed goggled helmet, which you can see my character wearing here. It's again going to be mostly just the steel cap around the top and then a long chainmail protection for the rest of the lower face and neck. As far as stats on this one go, weight of 2.7, armor tier of 6 again, and yet again 52 head armor. So we're once again at 52. We were once again only weighing 2.7 for the weight. It got ranked higher than the rest because, like I said, I just think it looks really cool. So this one is Stygian armor, at least to the best of my knowledge. I'm quite certain that's where this one originates. I could see the argument for Khuzait, but I do definitely believe this is Stygian armor. And for that, I think it looks really cool. It's got a very Nordic vibe to it. You've got the two-tone metals, silver on top, and the like brass for the top ridge, and then the side band and the nasal guard. And then I just think it looks really cool. This is definitely one of my favorite looking helmets in the game, especially for that Stygian aesthetic. So if you want to get your hands on this one, again, head up north to the Stygian territory, check and see if you can buy it at any of the towns. Most likely you won't be able to, at least not early game. So at that point, I mean, you can start shopping around looking for different lords and ladies that might be wearing it. I feel like I've seen it enough times for it to be relatively common amongst the Stygian nobility. But your best bet is almost certainly going to be just to start fighting the Stygians and hope you get it as battle loot. But other than that, unfortunately, I don't have any tips for how to get this one. So like I said, that is the reinforced closed goggled helmet. It is a Stygian helmet, and that one is number 6. Let's move on to number 5. So at number 5, we have the closed Warlord helmet, and this is another Stygian one. This one doesn't look nearly as cool, but it is quite a good helmet. So you can see it's got the same type of Stygian vibes to it, the large conical type of head cap, the leather banding leading into the chainmail. I don't know if you'd call that barding around the face and neck, and the nasal helm in the front. So definitely fits the Stygian aesthetic. As far as stats on this one go, we have a weight of 3.2, so it's slightly heavier than the last couple ones, but it is a point better. So this one has 53 for the head armor, and of course it is also tier 6 armor, just like all the other helmets we've been looking at. So very solid option. It's definitely got a pretty plain look to it, and because it's Stygian armor, again, you're going to want to look to the Stygian faction to find it. Check their shops, fight their armies, marry their lords. Maybe you'll be able to get it. So that is the closed Warlord helmet, which takes the number 5 spot. Let's move on to number 4. So at number 4, we have this one that I'm wearing here, the plated Warlord helmet. And now this one is primarily, at least in my experience, something that you'll find in the Aserai territory. So I'll find this on Aserai lords and all that sort of stuff. So most of the time you get it there. But I think it also is worn by Stygian lords, or at least can be looted from them. I don't know, maybe they looted it from Aserai people. But I know that in a recent playthrough where I was playing as Battanians, when I was fighting the Stygians, I looted this helmet off of some of them. So interestingly enough, but like I said, I'm pretty sure it's primarily Aserai. So check one of those areas. I recommend Aserai, but maybe the Stygians have some of them too. As far as stats on this one go, we have a weight of 3.2. It is armor tier 6, and this one, just like the last one, has 53 for the head armor. So again, just slightly better than the other ones we're looking at, and offers excellent protection. Pretty cool looking, like I said, tall, conical shape with the little red tuft coming out of the top, which I guess is pretty fun. And then in addition to the chainmail barding, or whatever you want to call that, around it to protect the lower face and neck, we also have these little plates of brass on it, which adds to the protection value as well as the cool factor. So we've got a lot of two-toned awesomeness going on. But that's the plated Warlord helmet, which takes the number 4 spot. Let's move on to number 3. So at number 3, we just have the Warlord helmet, which you can see my character wearing here, and it's a very unique style. It's hard for me to tell if it's supposed to be like a dragon head or maybe a horse or something up there, but there's some sort of an animal head up top. I got some scales around the outside. It's bumpy. I really like this one. It's one of the more unique helmets in the game. And for stats, we've got 2.6 for the weight. It is tier 6 armor, and it has 53 armor value for protecting your head. So definitely a solid option. This one is Battanian, so if you want to get your hands on this helmet, look to that faction. So check their stores, kill their troops, and marry their women, and hopefully, or men, I should say, and hopefully you'll be able to snipe this helmet from one of them, because it's one of the best helmets in the game. I think it's one of the coolest and most unique looking ones, and if you're going for that Battanian Warlord vibe, you really can't beat it. So yeah, that is the Warlord helmet. Like I said, it's a Battanian helmet, and it takes the number 3 spot. Alright, so at number 2, our runner-up, we have the closed decorated goggled helmet. It's a long name, but it's pretty dang good looking helmet. So you can see we've got the long braided hair out of the top. I assume horsehair, because you know, that would be really long hair for anything else, considering it's braided. It's got the slight conical shape, but then the spike up at top that the braid comes out of. We've got a lot of the brass trimmings on it to make it look fancier, but it's the same basic steel cap shape with the chainmail hanging down around it to protect the rest of the face and neck. So pretty cool looking design. I really like the way this one looks. It definitely fits in with the whole horse lord vibe. I could see this one if you're building a suit of armor. I could see this fitting in really well in a Azurai, Sturgian, or Khuzait suit of armor, honestly, if we're talking about it, because just knowing what armor is available in the game, I could make up some pretty cool outfits that include this helmet. But I think typically it's a Khuzait helmet, so if you want to find this one, look to that faction to try to get your hands on it. As far as stats for this one are concerned, we have a weight of 3.2 kilograms, a armor tier of 6, so this is tier 6, and 54 for the head armor, so we go up another point in head armor over the last couple. So yeah, I like this one. Like I said, I think it's fun. Whenever I'm building a high-level suit of Khuzait armor, I usually at least consider this one, if don't outright just pick it. And yeah, so that's the closed decorated goggled helmet, I should say. That comes in at number 2. Finally, at number 1, we have the best helmet in the game, and also the best Sturgian helmet, because Sturgian it most certainly is. It's got a very classic Norse feel to it. Again, we're sticking with the same basic theme that the vast majority of the helmets on this list have. We've got the same basic steel cap for the top. We've got the little eye rim things and the nasal guard, and then just the chainmail to cover the rest of the head. Very solid design, as you may be able to tell. We also have the ridge up top, which I quite like. That was a nice advancement in historical technology, because it really strengthens the main part of your head and helps shed blows off of it. So excellent historical design there, and a really good looking helmet in the game, at least in my opinion. One of my favorite. Yeah, it's real basic looking. It doesn't look like something maybe a king would wear, but it's definitely a really sharp looking piece of armor and offers great protection. So as far as stats on this one are concerned, we have a weight of 3.2. It is armor tier 6, and it has 54 for the head armor. So like I said, best helmet you can get in the game, offers excellent protection, looks really good. It's Sturgian, so again, if you want to get your hands on this one, look to the Sturgians. Shop in their stores, kill their people, marry their men and women, all that sort of stuff. And hopefully you'll be able to get your hands on it, because there's no real competition for it. I mean, obviously the closed decorated goggled helmet also has 54, but this one I think is a much better looking helmet than that one, and just more versatile overall. So that is it. That's all 10 of the best helmets in the game. There's obviously way more helmets than this, and I mean, even in my ranking where I kept like the best ones I could find. I kept 21 that were all, you know, above 50. That goes all the way down to the full helm over Malkoif, which is another Vlandian one that I quite enjoy. Lots of great helmets in the game, but these ones are the best 10, and hopefully, although the details were somewhat vague, hopefully I was able to help you at least know where to look so you can find these. But that's all for today. Hope you enjoyed it, but we'll see you next time. Thanks for watching another Dare to Game video. If you liked this video, please leave a like and a comment. If you haven't already, be sure to subscribe to the channel. If you like my content and would like to support this channel, consider becoming a member today for as little as $1.99 a month. It makes a huge difference. But in any case, thanks for watching and have a nice day. I'll see you next time.